Elected member update. So Alistair, welcome back to the table. Barry, thank you for joining us this morning as well, and apologies for having kept you waiting for some time. We appreciate both of you being here, and Barry, thanks for making the effort to come along. Thank you.
Do you want me to just do the update on this?
Yep.
Yep. So just thank you. I'll be very quick because Barry wants to talk to this paper as well. So it's just an elected member update, and it's just it just confirms the budget, but it also confirms the work that's underway with regards to B6 WAPAC under the preliminary design, and it just makes a note there around confirming the impacts on programme, risk contingency, escalation, and total estimated cost for the arena. We'll talk to that further in a minute. And it also confirms the current delivery programme is indicative and it's based on the current design and construct procurement methodology, which we've been well recorded through the process today.
Kia ora tātou. Just to talk in a bit more detail about how that indicative programme date came together. So we had the reset on the 12th of August. From there, the board came together. We went through the reset process with both the project organisation, Kotui, B6 WAPAC, and all the user groups. We had a risk workshop on the 20th of September. We knew that there would be significant program and cost risk as a requirement or as a result of the supply chain risk. We had a 2-month delay with the conceptual design as we went through the reset, and we knew that as part of the preliminary design we would get more of an understanding of the construction methodology and the construction plan. So after the 20th of September risk workshop, we asked Kotui to give us an updated program at our 1st of October board meeting. So we were given a high-level program at that stage, and we were given the indicative program delivery date of the 30th of June 2025 on the assumption that we proceeded with an early works strategy. And it's the early works strategy that we will bring forward to council once we work that through the board at the 5th of November board meeting. And that early work strategy, which is quite normal for a project of this size when you're under program and cost escalation risk, involves 3 parts. So there's an opportunity to bring forward the detailed design. So we have a preliminary design, developed design, and we have detailed design, which is part of the D&C contract. So there's an opportunity to bring that forward. There's an opportunity for early procurement, and there's an opportunity for starting some of the works, the groundworks, early. So one of the reasons why we selected B6 WAPAC is we're expecting them to have expertise in those 3 areas. They will bring forward a strategy to us, as I said earlier, to the 5th of November meeting. We need to do detailed risk assessment, both benefits and risks associated with that strategy. We'll then bring that forward to council in a briefing session, then a recommendation through to the 9th of December meeting. So if we did not go ahead with that early work strategy, we're looking at an indicative program delivery date of the end of November 2025. So that just highlights the supply chain risk that we're dealing with at this point in time. Any questions?
Okay, thank you very much for that update. I'm guessing that answers some of the questions that I would have expected people would have, so thank you for preempting that. Yanni.
Yeah, thank you. When we previously considered this, one of the issues that was raised was the lack of engagement with the Pacifica community, given that this site is actually really special to them, and there was an undertaking that we would do some specific engagement and involvement with the Pacifica community. I just wanted to check if anything's happened in that space, or whether there's any support that we can give you to do that. Obviously with COVID and everything else going on at the moment, I appreciate that there's other priorities, but yeah, I just wanted to flag that in terms of the design or the project, it is really important to hear from that community.
Yeah, so there's definitely there's a stakeholder engagement plan which has been which was drafted in the early stages as an initial paper, as a draft paper that was put into the team's documentation package, and that's been updated through Nigel Cox, because Nigel's got heavy engagement through his own processes within the RSE, and I am aware that the Pacifica community have been spoken to through our development of the plans and also the cultural narrative for the whole project as well. So it's an ongoing relationship right now as we go through from the concept design into we're deep into prelim design now, and it's an ongoing process throughout as well. So cultural narrative engagement is one of those big things that we're working on at the moment, which is informing the ultimate design. So I know for a fact that we have definitely worked with the Pacifica community.
And just like, I mean, I know it's a kind of awkward question to ask, and I've asked it before, and it's just been ruled out. But the idea of getting any sort of synergy with other activities on the site, is that open to being considered, or is it just, you know, we're only building a stadium, so the idea of having any sort of space for other groups, or a youth space, for example, or, you know, something kind of added on that would give a greater degree of either financial return or ongoing?
One of the good benefits of being a council project and council-led project is the level of engagement that we have across our units.
Yeah.
So both urban and transport in particular have looked at the use of the network around, but also the use of the precinct as a whole, right, and what we can do within that precinct. Obviously, B6 Watpac's role on Core 2 as a group is to deliver a arena on the site and within the boundaries of the designation. But our plan is about what is that space used for in and around the arena. Yeah. So working with our people inside our own organisation has been really helpful. So we are doing that. It's part of the process. It's part of the ongoing user groups that we have working, because we've got user groups every week, 3 or 4 of them on different focus groups. So it's a pretty consistent process right now, and they're all heavily engaged in the project. So that's one of the great things that we've got with it being in-house.
Thanks.
Thank you. Tim.
Yeah, thank you. Just 2 quick questions, Barry and Alistair. First one is we're the owner and the operator, so the long-term kind of budgets versus the operational. So just ensuring that, you know, sometimes in some projects they get shifted around to make one budget look better than the other, but the long-term cost of operational loading actually costs you more. So I'm just wondering, are you keeping fixated on that? And I hope you are, and I'm sure you are. The second one is the really difficult one of ensuring we're building for a 21st century stadium when we don't know quite the changes because they're happening so quickly, like Wi-Fi coverage, all that kind of thing. So if that could be.
Okay, so in terms of the first question, whole of life cost is just as important as total construction costs. So as we go through various stage gates with the program, and getting to the end of preliminary design is one of those stage gates, we'll look at the total cost for the project as well as the whole of life costs for the project. So it's top of mind. Having the chairman of the venues Otutahi at the board table, as well as the chief executive as a board advisor. Yeah. They are absolutely focused on whole of life cost and how we're going to operate the arena going forward. So, so be assured that's been considered all of the time. In terms of the second item, well, that's the reason why we have engagement on a regular basis with the user groups. Yeah. And we've got to be pragmatic, though. There's a number of trade-offs that we're dealing with. Yeah. So that's my comment.
It's about future-proofing. The question you had was around what does it look like in another 10 years' time. I think the key thing is that the fact that we are using B6 Watpac, who are renowned arena specialists, and we are working with both Populous, who are an international arena designer and architect, and also working with Warren Marnie here locally. What we found is that they are future-proofing it, and it's about putting in a backbone that supports future growth and future expansion, and ensuring that you have that capability to expand and run cabling if required. The DAS system, so the digital audio system that's to go in the main arena bowl, it satisfies one need for for the attendees, if you will, at the venue. But then the Wi-Fi capability is also something that we've looked at intensely around the level 1 concourse and the ground floor as well. So all of those are feeding different elements of business and business management, but also the requirements of the end user, if you will. So.
Thank you very much.
Well, I do want to make this point. There's must-haves and there's nice-to-haves, right? And there's constant trade-offs that need to be made. You've given us a very clear cost target specification as well as a program time. So, yeah.
We're working through it.
Is that appropriate?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely.
And it sounded like it.
Thank you. Are there further questions? No further questions? All right. Thank you very much indeed for the update. This report comes to us every second month.
No, it's coming every month.
Every month now?
CMUA update will be every single month.
Every
So,
month?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Incredibly useful. Thanks very much indeed, and thanks to both of you for your attendance. I'm happy to move receipt of the report. Sam will second. Any discussion? All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against? That's carried. Thank you.